said, but why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you'll have to figure that one out. I'm gonna bomb the shit out of them. It's true. You know, I confronted Kim Jong-un. He said, I have a red button on my desk, meaning a nuclear button. I said, I have a red button on my desk too, but it's bigger and stronger than yours, and mine works. I said, if you do anything, we're gonna hit you harder than any country has ever been hit. He said, I understand, Your Excellency. The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself.
During the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that. Don't tell us what we're gonna feel. We're trying to solve a problem.
Alright, shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give our praises and glory to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of great medicine that rule well. Salutation to the Yaki and preaching the truth to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. Is your brother Yakal commentate another lesson, Lord will not be edifying to the Spirit. And as the title reads, they say I sit a queen. Right, because the way Trump is giving off his energy is like America would never be taken down. But we literally in these times witnessing the fall of America. We witnessing piece by piece America crumbling before we eyes. Right? And it's something that Zelensky said that was so yappa. He said that you don't see it now in war. You understand? You wouldn't see it now. But I'm going to pull it back so I don't butcher what he's saying. He even say God bless.
Bless.
You don't know that. Don't tell us what
Ocean and don't feel now, but you will, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
Alright, so he was on point. He said, you have a nice ocean and you don't feel it now, but you'll feel it in the future. Meaning that they have air defense, they have the navy defense, they have a defense, but they don't feel it now. Right? But it is prophesied in the Bible. The Lord already decreed and sent it out that America is going to be destroyed and she's going to be taken down. So Trump could boast about his red button. He just proven the scriptures more and more. I believe that is Isaiah or Jeremiah. Right? But what they see in that actually is I sit a queen and who shall bring me down? Right? You don't feel it now, and he said it so perfectly. You don't feel it now, but in the future you will feel it. Then he called and said, I sent him a picture of his home. That is pride speaking, and you know, he's a puppet. So he will be in that same Edomite puppet vibes. He will be saying the same thing that his the elites tell him to say. So let me get this precept here real quick.
You don't know that. Don't tell us what we feel. We're trying to solve a problem. You're in no position.
Right now, I'll read from Revelation. I'll read from the top. This is Revelation 18:1. And it reads, And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful bird. Right? Because we know that when Babylon is taken down and is destroyed, nobody will be dwelling there, and there will be beasts and all sorts of different creatures just roaming in that land. Right? So verse 3 it says, For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So there's everybody who believes in America right now. You know, the other nations with their businesses, their shipping, imports, exports, their companies. These are the merchants. They believe in America. You understand? They ally themselves with them so that they can get rich. But not only that, also through forced treaties, you know, that America themselves break. And when they break these treaties, it causes the other nations to hate them. Scripture say that they shall hate the whore that ride the beast. America is that whore. Right? America is that whore that ride in the beast. So now going back into the topic, verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Right? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and Yahweh hath remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double, according to her works in the cup which she had filled to her double. There's the point I come into here, verse 7. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Right? That is the point. I sit a queen, I am no widow, and I shall see no sorrow. That is the elite's mindset. That's why you could see it rubbing off on Trump, because he's also an Edomite. So he's also an Edomite with that same demon, devil spirit. Right? So their agendas will be pushed off on their leaders and the puppet leaders who they put in charge. Right? They set a queen and they believe that their kingdoms will continue forever, as the scriptures say. But what the Lord say, they shall build and I will destroy. So they could build and do all what they want to do. The Lord is going to destroy. Right? It also says when they about to fill their belly. You understand? The Lord will leave them. It even says, and I'll get these precepts. I'm going to butcher it. This is the book of Job chapter 20 and verse 23. And it reads, When he is about to fill his belly, Yahweh shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating. Right? All hell is going to break loose while he is yet still eating, because filling his belly is being able to accomplish his one will order and to implement pushing that microchip in everyone and succeedingly doing it as well. But we know that this is not going to happen as long as Yahweh Hashem Yahushai is in charge. And we know that the Lord is always forever in charge. You understand? So in other words, it's only a matter of time until the Lord stop him, as the scriptures say. We get that. Alright. Only he who now letteth. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. Right. It says, For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way. Right? So what's happening is the Lord is letting them talk proud, letting them talk pridefully until they be taken out of the way. Because the Lord initially, he not dealing with them. Scripture say, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. Right? And this is going to be better at the end of Esau's rulership as it was in the beginning. He had his time, and now his time has come to an end. Right? The reason why I'm saying it is like, the scripture mentioned the parting asunder of the times, meaning that when the kingdom is going to be translated, right? I'm going to get our precept. I don't write about your precepts. This book of 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. It says that Let me see if I can read from up. Right, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Right, when it was coming out of the womb, Esau came out, but Jacob was holding his heel. It was a representation of pulling down Esau's kingdom, defeating him, trampling, victory, right? Holding the heel of someone. Continuing, verse 9. And Esau, Slakia, for Esau is the end of the world, of this world, because you know the word world have different meanings, which is age, go back to Ion, cosmos, and Ikomeni, right? So the end of this age, Ion, or Aeon, is what this is going to come to, right? Esau is the end of that age. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So when we just read in Thessalonians, right? This is the pattern and son of the times. The Lord only letting them for now. Because no, we see clearly that they set a queen. We see clearly that they fit in the scriptures putting into the things that happen in the world today. When you understand the video clip that I just played, and I'm gonna play it over before I bring out this precept. When you understand it, what you're receiving from it is bare pride, delusion. The Lord say you send them strong delusion. Inside joke, right? Delusion, and then in a sense of we not falling. Initially as pride, the scripture say, your pride have deceived thee. So I'll bring out these two precepts after I've played the clip. Right? So I'll play the clip first and just to get back the sense and the aura, right, from these devils. Let's see if I get it back.
If a very nice breakfast.
I sent him a picture of his house. He said, but why do you send me a picture of my house? I said, you have to figure that one out. I'm gonna bomb the shit out of him. It's true. You know, I confronted Kim Jong-un. He said, I have a red button on my desk, meaning a nuclear button. I said, I have a red button on my desk too, but it's bigger and stronger than yours, and mine works. I said, if you do anything, we're gonna hit you harder than any country has ever been hit. He said, I understand, Your Excellency. The United States has great strength and patience, but if it is forced to defend itself or its allies, we will have no choice but to totally destroy North Korea. Rocket Man is on a suicide mission for himself.
During the war, everybody has problems, even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future.
Yeah, and I'll leave it at that, because we see that all they're coming from them is pride. All coming from them is that a sense of losing their power, what they built, what they think they built up for themselves. When the scripture say the Lord raise it up and he take it down. So by thinking that they raise it up for themselves, and they have all these armies and all these military base all over the world, and they have all this power, right? The scripture say for it is in the power of their hands. So every morning they practice it. They go in people out of the country and do what they want, take what they want. They've been doing it for years. But as the scripture that I'm going to read, right, I'll bring out the Jeremiah first. But you see that they've been deceived. When they give somebody all this power, right, as a person, all they could happen to them is they could be prideful, right? They could be righteous, and these devils are not righteous. So these devils clearly walking on the prideful path. Right, so let me get this precept here. Jeremiah 51. Jeremiah 51 first. And then I have the Obadiah, right? Jeremiah 51 and I'll read from 1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind. Which we go back to these missiles, right? And I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, which is what these other nations. Because if you read the precepts or you're keeping up with the Hebrew Israelites GMS to be clear, you read the true prophets, you understand how the story lining up. And the story is lining up where they've been the hammer of the earth, they've been oppressing other nations, mainly the Israelites, right? With Psalms 83, where they had help from the other nations. But now the other nations see their true colors, see their fangs, see their horns, and they've been pissing off the other nations. They've been the bully of the earth. So then it says that they hate the whore that rideth the beast. Then there's also the scripture where it says the weak saying they are strong because now they have nuclear capabilities. Right? The other nations saying they're strong because they have nuclear capabilities. They never always had it. But having these nuclear capabilities, they are able to defend themselves. Not only being able to defend themselves, but they made allies with other nations because everybody hating them. So all of them ganging up against America right now. So fanners just represent these other nations. Because when you light a fire and you fan it, the fire increases. But if you're fanning it for right around about in all directions, there's a big fire you're gonna see. And that's what's gonna happen to America. It's gonna be a big fire. Right? So continuing, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land. If I fan empty anything, a fan just give breeze. So what that means? It's gonna bomb her land, right? And empty it. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. They're gonna circle her. Which is the point. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. America is them that bend it. They are the bullies. They are the ones that started it first. So the archer is bending his bow towards America. Right? Continuing. And against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, which is the point, because his brigandine go back to what? It goes back to his missile defense system and his tanks and everything, and I'll get a meaning here. Right, so here it says a coat of mail, typically one made of iron rings or plates attached to a canvas or other fabric. Right, let's see if I get some images. Right, look at it here. It's like an armor. Right, protective gear. Let me see if I can get any etymology. Just bear with me here. Goes back to the word brigade. Right? And you can even get a meaning. Brigade meaning what? Subdivision of an army, body of soldiers, troop, crowd, gang. Right? It says to brawl or fight. So when you see, even go back to foot soldier, etc., etc., and best believe they know what they have. They know what the soldiers, the super soldiers, They know the armies. They know the missiles that they have, the atomic weapons. They know. They know the robots, the drones, etc. So they telling themselves right now they could fight against the Lord. They're on that level to fight against the Lord. That's what they're saying. Right? So against him, they go back to the precept. Verse 3, Jeremiah 51 and 3. Against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. Right? Against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine, which went into his army troops, etc., etc. Right? It says, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. The reason why it say young men is because a lot of them going to be destroyed in the wars, as the scripture also says. They will be destroyed in the wars, and so the pride not going to save them this time. You understand? And I'll go down a little bit in this, but there's some meat in this. Right? Verse 4. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that had thrust through in her streets. For Israel had not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power, which is his Lord, of the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. The Lord need a recompense. And if you go back to Numbers 35, see, and 33, here what it says. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So this is the recompense. In order for the land to be cleansed, the Lord have to shed their blood. Right? Because it cannot be cleansed by just any person's blood, but by the blood of them that shed it. This also proves reincarnation. Because if all the wicked elites them die off and gone, who had us in slavery and did all these wicked things unto us, then how their blood going to be shed? Then the land will never be cleansed. In other words, the Lord is not the author of confusion. So this right here proves it. Right? So going back into Jeremiah 51. And now reach out with verse 4. No, verse 7. Right, it says, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. In other words, make all the earth to drink of their philosophies and join to them to, build up the economy basically. Lie to them and tell them, come and eat, everyone just come and eat. Come in this business deal, build up your economy, while they being the bullies and only using their money to finance everything, And we know the history behind America, the dollar, petrodollar, and before the petrodollar, that was backed by gold, and then they removed the gold standard, etc., etc. But the thing about it is, America established a great power, a great superpower. There was a golden cup in the Lord's hand. That's why it said they had been a golden cup, right? And made all the earth drink of that wine. That's why it says, for the nations are mad. Verse 8, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. This is the Lord taunting them now, because the Lord have a sense of humor. Right? Take balm for her. Give her some medicine. She might be healed. You understand? So now stop there at that. Now go into the Obadiah. Salakia. Obadiah 1 and 3. I'll read from 3 to the point. This is the book of Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3. It says, the pride of thine heart had deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Who dwell in the clefts of the rock? These Edomites. These original Neanderthal cavemen. Right? In the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right? Do thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and do thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. Right? And I'll leave it as that. But we get the point. Right? So their pride can be to the roof. The scripture say that their wicked, their evil deeds has reached into heaven. And the Lord is not dealing with this anymore. Our prayers also has reached into the heavens. The Lord hearing our prayers. And understand that we cursing out this man daily. We cursing out this place daily. Right? Because really and truly we want this place to fall. Right? So Lord willing, this lesson was edifying through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Racha Kodash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of great mercy and rule well. Salutation to the Akim, preaching the truth in sincerity to the four corners of the earth. Shalom to the few and faithful Akwat preaching the truth. Salakia listening to their husband. Shalom, shalom, shalom.